Patriots fans, you know exactly why I'm smiling. The New England Patriots just hit the absolute mother load of good news. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron on the Daily Patriots content. Don't miss out. All you have to do, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and hit the like button. We are climbing our way to 10,000. And listen, this team's going to be good. It's going to be great. And yesterday they put on a beautiful performance. Yeah, some hiccups we'll talk about at the end of this episode, but a lot of great things. Don't miss out on daily content. Hit the subscribe button. So I will say this. I know people are going to say, Aaron, take it with a grain of salt. This was preseason. Cool your jets. But listen, this is just showing everything that we know, everything that has been put in place in this offseason from last season to this season. It's going in the right trajectory. It is working. The Mike Vrabel effect, the Josh McDaniels effect in that offense. Again, you might laugh and say, Aaron, it was a preseason game. But again, you're putting up 40 plus points in a preseason game. And in a lot of that game was, I don't want to say scrubs, but not, yeah, sure, some of the starters scored. I'm not saying they didn't. But there's a lot of other people that will not be scoring regularly in other games. So again, it was beautiful. It was great. And we have a lot of good things to talk about. On the back end, some hiccups, some things that the Patriots need to obviously work on. And we will talk about that in a minute. But all the great things. First and foremost, everybody, TreVeyon Henderson. Absolute beast. Monster. They said in the broadcast he's going to be a great third down back. What about first, second, and third down back? Again, Ramondre Stevenson, he again, and this is a preseason game, so again, take it with a grain of salt. But I think he was fine. I think they really want to see TreVeyon, especially after TreVeyon had that big time return, which was absolutely spectacular, just nasty. Antonio Gibson and him back there, Coach Springer, he hyped him up. They got him going. All those guys up front blocked like crazy. Great hole, cut across the field. Kicker, not a chance the kicker's going to get to him. Boom, take it to the house. We are in a new era of New England Patriots football. Can you feel it? Comment below. Let me know. I would love to hear it. But TreVeyon Henderson, huge. So I really wanted to take that. And returns in general yesterday looked really good. There's a reason Springer was kept on this staff, and it showed yesterday. Again, I'm going to say, you might say this is a preseason game. A lot of those guys were scrubs in for Washington. I don't care. It's still impressive. Next up, TreVeyon Henderson. We're staying on him. Westover and Campbell, Will Campbell. You might be thinking, why do I have them on here? Well, TreVeyon had one rush. I believe it was for 18 yards. We'll look at it in a second. We'll look at the box score in a second. It was on there in I formation. It was on a toss to the weak side of the field, so to the boundary. And you had Jack Westover, 87. He was at fullback. Campbell pulled. Nice hole. We had a seal from Westover. Nice hole, beautiful, 18 yards. And that was the same. We're going to jump over to Terrell Jennings. That was the same play they scored on with Terrell Jennings. It was to the boundary. But it was Jacobs and it was Westover that time. Westover was still, and he's making me feel good at fullback. And same play, Terrell Jennings, boom. If it wasn't the fact that I believe they were on maybe like the 5-yard line, maybe inside the 5, I can't remember, on that Terrell Jennings touchdown, I think he would have easily popped off 15 yards for sure, minimum, because that it was wide open. So I think you see a lot more of that toss right there. It was beautiful blocking, beautiful execution all around on those plays. But TreVeyon Henderson is the real deal. We're going to talk about him more in an upcoming video. And I don't want to get too crazy on that one just yet. But he's the real deal. Expect to see him a lot. And expect now, if you have not drafted in fantasy football, he is probably going to go much higher than people project. But TreVeyon, excited he is in New England. Again, there's a reason why. There is a reason why, Patriots fans, they did not give up that draft pick. So the Bears, or I believe it was the Panthers, who wanted to trade up, potentially get him. Now, I don't know what the Panthers would have done because, again, they got Brooks a couple years ago. But again, who knows? We'll see. TreVeyon Henderson, the real deal. Next up, DJ James had a pick. He was guarding Michael Gallup. He kind of slipped. He jumped the route. It was a beautiful play. We talked about him yesterday. If you didn't see that episode, I'll tag it in the end of this one. But Going to be a great depth piece for the Patriots as well. Alex Austin, great pass breakup. KJ Osborne, former Patriot, kind of prima donna. Great pass breakup in the end zone. Kind of just stuffs his arm right in the arms. Boom, breaks up the ball. If not for that, it was a great play. I believe it was Josh Johnson or Sam Hartman. I can't remember who it was, but it was to KJ Osborne. We got great depth at cornerback, guys. Great depth. And we need to realize that, and we can't take that for granted. So that is good. Next up, Efton Chisholm III. Now, I want to spend a good amount of time on him because I think yesterday, that game was, they went into it. Josh McDaniels went into it. The coaching staff said, we want to see what he can do. He got 8 targets. He had 6 catches. He had a great touchdown, was on a beautiful rub route, also known as a pick route. It's like a mesh concept. And he was doing a shallow cross. It was beautiful. Cut up the field, touchdown. Awesome. He showed a lot. And again, you can say, well, Aaron, he's going up against probably third, fourth, people who probably aren't going to make the team. Again, he took his opportunity and he made the most of it. So again, I think today was real eye-opening for Chisholm, especially a preview of him in a Josh McDaniels offense. Again, you didn't see Pop out there. Pop is going to be that slot guy, but Efton Chisholm made a great case for himself when we talk about him, Baker, and Polk. Now, what's interesting with Baker and Polk did not, and we'll talk about that more on the other end of this episode. They didn't get much. They didn't get much targets, and we'll talk about that shortly because we're sticking to the good news right now. Lan Larison, rushing touchdown. Also another guy, when we jump into the box score, really took advantage. 7 carries, 37 yards, rushing touchdown, workhorse. I think him and Efton Chisholm put out the same vibes where it's like, I'm making the most of my opportunities, and I believe he also had a really good return as well. But making the most of our opportunities and getting into the end zone, and it was just fun. It was fun to see. It's going to be a difficult decision for them moving forward with these undrafted free agents, just because it's what direction are we going to go? Because Antonio Gibson had a great return as well. Do you keep 4 running backs? I don't know. You got to figure out what are they going to do with all these players. It's going to be fun to see. But yeah, you can't keep all the wide receivers. You can't keep all the running backs. So what's that going to look like? We talked about Terrell Jennings, Joshua Dobbs. I added him to this just because, and comment below what you think about this. I think he is a much better fit than Jacoby Brissett in this offense. And the reason I say that is because you see how he scrambled. He didn't have Jacoby Brissett could not have done that. Jacoby Brissett, I think, would have been sacked in that situation where Joshua Dobbs ran in for the touchdown. I could be wrong when I say that, but I think Joshua Dobbs, just a little more mobile, and that helps out a better complement to a Drake May, especially for Josh McDaniels, where, heaven forbid, Drake May goes down. You have Joshua Dobbs that can kind of, I'm not saying he's a carbon copy of Drake May. He's not. But I think he's a better fit as a backup as opposed to Jacoby Brissett. He kind of fills that Drake May role a little better than Jacoby would. So again, tell me what you think about that. But that's how I see it. But a lot of and there's things I missed out, but these were some of the big highlights. So comment below anything I missed. But there was a lot of good things that we saw yesterday, and it was great. It was guys. It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch, and we needed that after last year. Again, even if it was a preseason game. Now, here are the stats real quick, the box score. You notice Wooldridge, we didn't talk about a lot, but he had a pretty good game. Again, I don't think he's going to be kept on this 53-man roster. I think he will be he'll make it back. He'll be thrown on the practice squad. But he had a good game. We talked about Ramondre Stevenson, Lan Larison, making the most of it. I mean, even Antonio Gibson didn't do bad for, his 6 carries, had a good return. And then there's Travion Henderson with his 1 carry, 18 yards. Drake May scrambling a couple times, beautiful. But then you look at the receivers, and I would, my fault. I was supposed to grab myself and move myself. There we go. Whoop, jumping to the other side. Uh, you look at the receivers, Chisholm making the most of it. Giles actually had some good catches as well as Webb. So I think on that bottom tier, they were kind of trying to see, okay, what do we got? Jaheim Bell even got a solid reception. But then we look at, Baker, and, Polk didn't even have a target. And you're like, okay, this isn't not ideal for them. Not ideal, but I think next game you're going to see them a lot more. Kyle Williams, they tried to target him a couple times. There was one that was a blatant, in my opinion, pass interference they did not call. Kind of made me sick, frustrated. But he's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. But expect to see next game more Baker and Polk. Expect that. I think that's going to be a given. And then we just jump in the end. Again, my question, if there's any more good things that we missed, just comment below, or any of your opinions on any of that stuff, comment below. Jumping across to the other side of the screen. Things for concern. Not concern, but things that just need to get better. And we know this. Again, this is preseason. But Jared Wilson, Will Campbell, left side, had some shaky situations. There was a little stunt on their side. May ends up getting strip sacked. Not ideal. They recover, but then it's a 4-and-out on the other side. I believe that's what happened. But again, that's why you have the preseason. That's why you have training camp. Things will get fixed. Things will get figured out. I'm not worried about it, but that was a concern at times. Kicking battle, I do think it's Borgalis for sure. But Romo with that 57-yard field goal, even though I feel like it was just eked in there, I feel like the leg strength wasn't, and maybe that's how it was. Field goal's a field goal. But again, I think it's Borgalis, but still, hey, something to watch. And then, as I said at the end, Baker and Polk, what's that going to look like going into this next preseason game? Are they going to get a lot more targets? But it is concerning for me they didn't get as many targets as Chisholm. Again, it might have very well been like, hey, we're going to see what Chisholm can do, and he took advantage of it. Again, I would tell you, Giles and Webb were fun to watch as well. So next preseason game is that the Javon Baker, Jalen Polk show. We'll see. We'll see. Comment below. Tell me anything I missed. Maybe anything you're concerned about as well. Comment below. Would love to hear from you guys. Again, we're climbing to 10,000. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button. We will talk later. Peace.